Keith Haney here. Keith owns Tulsa Raceway Park back in Oklahoma.
PDRA season kicks off. We're at the Texas Nationals. We're down in Ennis, Texas with my man Keith Haney. I got to tell you, excited about this one. The ultimate access, we get it for you with Keith Haney. Keith, how you doing? How was the off season from PRI to now? How's the team? Any improvements?
Well, yeah, a lot of improvements. One is streamlining everything. We did a lot of rearranging inside the crew itself, not members, just where tools were and things like that. So really we try to make everything more you could say user friendly, that being from a toolbox, everything to do the motor, everything is outside, nothing's inside the trailer they're trying to do. So that we really didn't change a whole lot with the car. We didn't have to. We left the season after the throwdown running Frankie. We run 381. Come down here, and we're excited about Texas. We're excited about the whole PDRA tour.
We're coming back after testing, and you know, Keith, what happened? Tell me about what happened to the engine. I'll tell you.
Well, it's kind of a freak incident. Really, very freak incident. We're sitting here and we're all working on the car. We got the car ready to go. We'd warmed it, did everything, checked everything, and the generator goes out. We got a chilling machine that's hooked up to the motor, and it pumps water through it. But when the generator went off, it backfed back into the chilling machine, and we lost water out of our system. At that point, none of us realized it. You know, we didn't realize it until we got back. But it was when we went up there, I did a burnout. It started eating itself up at the burnout. Thank God I didn't do a long burnout. So short burnout, go up there, let go of the button. She's leaving good. She goes down there and she kicks in lockup. She's still climbing. Next thing you know, it just nose over. Thank God for Brandon Schweitzer and what he's done with this, the technology that's in this car. When a motor gets to a certain point, it shuts itself off, so it doesn't eat itself alive, which is the good thing about fuel injection. You know, some fuel injection stuff you can't do with carburetor. So then we get back. And we got to looking at the motor, and it number 8 piston. You can take a look right here. She's kind of pretty. She had melted the whole thing. That's the worst I've ever had a piston since I started drag racing. That thing's pretty bad. So we kept it as a souvenir. It's our first burnt one that we burned up pretty bad. So anyway, we come back, pulled it down. Brad with rear, Andrew, the crew, we had it all tore down. We thought somebody may have hurt the sleeve. The sleeve cleaned up real nice, and we couldn't do anything without our sponsors. You know, I've got.
Go ahead and list them.
I've got. Obviously, we've got all the dealerships, which you know I'm a partner of every one of them. I've got a partner that I've had for 20-something years, and I've got partners in each one of them. That horror. Then we bought a Dodge store. We're buying a Dodge store. It's closing on May. It looks like May 1st, May 15th, somewhere in that area. We'll close on a new Dodge store. So we've got 3 General Motors stores, a Hyundai store, a Nissan store, a Mitsubishi store, and now a Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. And then we've got Lucas Oil. You know, Tom and the Lucas family have been really, really good to us. And we've got Lucas Oil. Then obviously we have Racing Junk. They're back on board again. And then we have Real Morrison, Schweitzer Dynamics. You know, it's really with all these sponsors, it really makes it a little bit easier. And then obviously my family's the other sponsor.
Introduce Keith Haney here. Keith owns Tulsa Raceway Park back in Oklahoma.
And Brian was dear to me. I mean, he announced our big races at the track. He announced the PDRA when they were there a couple of years ago. Thank you for coming back next year. But, you know, Brian's good people. He texted me the night before and said, hey, I miss you. And, of course, I text back, I miss you too. So I got the text.
That was something so special about Brian is there is somebody, each and every person on this property has a memory of Brian Olson in some way, shape, or form. Yes, there's stories we can tell, there's stories we can't, but he's a guy that'll never forget that smile. I'll never forget how many times he looked at me and said, I'll tell you how proud I am. I just can't even tell you that you've done good and you got where you're at today. But I got to say, I love you and I thank you. And I know he's watching above us right now.
Racing converters, Rick Jones race cars out of Smithfield, North Carolina. Big Buck Racing engine. Under the hood, Jay Cox in the Chesterfield lane. Rick Jones race cars on board with Jay Cox from Smithfield, North Carolina.
Round one elimination.
qualifying time at 201.61 mile an hour. Keith Haney is your winner.
Keith, I got to say, man, tale of two seasons. In the beginning of the season, struggling. The second half of the season, you guys seem to really put it together. Give us a quick synopsis of what happened this year, 2015, at the PDRA.
Well, last year, obviously, you were here. We started here. We made one hit at the track with the. We went to Rockingham, made a couple test passes, come straight here, racing the car brand new. Got here, made one pass, and had to get on a plane and leave because it rained the whole time. So we started here. Then we went to the throwdown, and the year went on, and we got a little bit. We thought we had everything working out at the throwdown, and it didn't turn out that way starting the year. So Dallas was a struggle. I mean, all the way until we hit St. Louis. St. Louis, we put the new motor in it, new rear motor in it, and the new Motec system. We just put in 3 races ago. But the car's on a string. I went 6 passes in a row in the 70s. I mean, I can't ask for anything better.
Round 2.
Victory, 12,000ths of a second, going to your right-hand line, Keith Haney.
And this team I got is just, I mean, truthfully, I got to give it all to the team because we've come a long way since the beginning of this year.
It has been a long road, and now you wrapped it up. What a strong wrap-up to the year. And, really impressive stuff, man.
Well, I got a lot of exciting stuff coming next year. I'm not going to tell anybody yet, but there's some other stuff that's coming next year. And, obviously Tulsa being on the list of one of those things. But, I'm excited to see the PDRA back out with us. And, most of all, again, we had 2 new helpers. We had Cody Moore. I don't know if you see him. He was number 4th or 5th in the points. And he called me and says, hey, or he asked Andrew to ride up with us, and we drove his car up, and he's been here helping him, and his grandpa's been with him helping him. So it's really been a good weekend. We can't complain.
Round 3.
Very emotional.
6-second run, or 0.6 run for Stevie. 202.61 mile an hour. So they're trying to shoot for those 60s. I'm telling you, that's about as close as you can be.
Certainly has. Keith Haney Racing, 2015. We're at the PDRA World Finals in Virginia Motorsports Park, Virginia.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. And thanks all you did, Keith, this year, especially with raising funds for him and his family. You are a class act, man. Looking forward to spending more time with you in 2016. Thanks, man.
That you've done good and you got where you're at today. But I got to say, I love you and I thank you. And I know he's watching above us right now.